Paul here, one of the co-founders at EstateNurture. And if you're watching this video, that means you had an application approved or you found some time on one of our calendars to talk with an advisor. And I want to say thanks for making the time. We know there are hundreds of companies in the space, and our whole goal here is to make sure that if you're coming on to work with us, it's because you have the proper expectation, you align with our mission, not because you are being told some outrageous number of things that are going to happen or a success you'll have. Because realistically, let's put cards on the table. There's a really bad connotation in the market when it comes to marketing agencies. And we want to show you that we are the exact opposite of pretty much everyone else in the market in how we operate. And that all starts with making sure that proper expectations are set. And so that's what this video is all about, making sure that you have proper expectations of how everything works online and realistically how we actually come in and help with that. Because we can't change statistics. Numbers in real estate are what they are, but what we can do is we can help alleviate the pain that comes in meeting those statistics. So let's start out with just a little bit of background on EstateNurture, who we are, what we do, etc. Then we'll get into what this doc is actually meant to do, and then the not so sexy truth about lead generation that no one really wants real estate agents to know, but it's super powerful and super helpful in terms of making sure that we have a proper expectation and proper relationship moving forward. So a little bit of background on us. EstateNurture, we're a done for you company. What that means is we do everything for you, from lead generation to appointment setting to lead systemization. So ad and offer management, we've run everything from seller ads to buyer ads, divorce, short sale, cash, investor recruiting, all the fun stuff. KPI management means that we are constantly tracking your 7-day and 30-day CPL cost per lead trends to make sure that you're either going on a correct upward progression, or if you're starting to go on a downward progression, it can be corrected and made sure that we're constantly getting the most efficiency out of every dollar you're spending on advertising. ROAS tracking means that we're always tracking for qualitative assessment your return on ad spend to make sure that the investing that you're doing is putting out proper return. And spend management is super simple. We're just taking whatever advertising budget you're spending and using it in the most effective and efficient way possible. Whether you're spending $200 a month on ads or $2,000 a month on ads, we're going to make sure that we're taking your budget and allocating it in a way that's going to get you the most bang for the buck. So that's lead generation, right? We do all of this when you actually break down any kind of lead generation that we do when you're on our actual programs, or it's completely free, because this is not where the money is made, right? The money is made in everything else that we do. So one thing to know is we're really not a lead gen company. We're a lead conversion company. I want to set that expectation super early, because lead gen it's just numbers. Lead conversion is where the money is. It's where the time and energy and everything should be placed. If you're focusing on lead conversion, then you're going to start winning from the very get-go. So from lead conversion, we have a team, an AI, that does the appointment setting. So we have artificial intelligence that has specific dialogue flow based off the offers that we're running for real estate. That's going to help you set appointments via SMS. We have an ISA, an inside sales agency, that's setting appointments via phone call and SMS. We have a complete custom conversion CRM. What that means is it's not integrated with the MLS. It's specifically meant to help convert leads into appointments. We run reactivation campaigns. We have nurturing pipelines. We have all the things that are going to help you essentially convert leads from the lead generation that we run into actual appointments that you can use to close. So what is this doc meant to do? Like I said, after working with hundreds of agents, we've realized that the best agents we work with come in with an understanding of how lead gen works and how lead conversion works, including and most importantly, the statistics behind it. Like I said, we cannot change statistics. How much work is involved with all this is also a huge plus, right? The agents that succeed with us, sometimes they've done this successfully before on their own. Whether they have or haven't, the agents that succeed with us could succeed anywhere. And it's because they have the work ethic to make it happen, and they have the hunger to learn how to make it happen. We just make it easier for them, right? When agents come in with that prior knowledge and the understanding and the realistic expectation of how all this works, we have a great time. We see great results. It's a lot of fun. What we try to avoid are agents that are trying to get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick scheme by any means. If that's what you're here for, by all means, please cancel the meeting you have with our advisor. We are not, you're going to see all the numbers in a second. This is not a get rich quick scheme. And agents that are trying to outsource from lack of knowledge rather than lack of time. And the reason we try to avoid working with agents like that is because if you're outsourcing from a place of lack of knowledge, you probably don't have the right expectations set, or you're probably expecting things that are just not possible since you've never actually learned more about the space. That's what we're going to try to hit in this document as well, and make sure that we're taking this out a little bit. But realistically, if you don't have the lack of knowledge, I always recommend outsourcing, because you you can't fulfill it from a time perspective anymore, it's never really a great idea to outsource because you don't know anything about it. At least try to learn, right? So let's dive in. Let's break down to it. The not so sexy truth of online lead generation. So the main thing to know is in online lead generation, average conversion rate is 0.4 to 2%. This is by all means, like 100%. This is what no online lead gen company wants you to know. When they're selling you on what amazing results or what like mind-blowing things you can get, the average rate of lead conversion for online lead gen is 0.4 to 2%. That's it. 0.4 to 2% of internet sourced leads convert statistically. That's an NAR number. It doesn't matter if it's website sourced or PPC, Facebook ads, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it is. Realistically, for every 200 leads you see, you're going to close 1 to 4 statistically. Meanwhile, Zillow, Realtor.com, ZBuyer, etc., those are called unforced registration leads, close at an average of 2%. So they close at a higher average than online source. So the reasonable question to all of this is, why not just use Zillow? And it's a great question. The caveat to everything we just went over with that conversion stuff is that Zillow costs 20 times more than any Facebook leads on average. So even if you can convert a double, conversion 2x, you're spending 20x. So overall, it ends up being 10 times more expensive to run lead generation via Zillow than it does via Facebook or PPC or any other form of online lead sourcing. That's it. I also, just an FYI, guys, being, business owner to business owner, you really should always have multiple sources of lead streams. So I'm not dogging Zillow. I think that agents that crush it on Zillow, by all means, keep crushing on Zillow. These should be supplemental. You always want to have multiple streams of income, multiple streams of lead sourcing. So it's just, you're going to have higher returns on some than you will on others. And this is why Facebook advertising is so popular. It's because it has the highest return on ad spend out of any sourcing on the market. That's why it's so saturated, right? But with that said, you just have to make sure you're doing it the right way. A lot of agents don't know how to do it the right way. So why all this matters? Number one, statistics beat feelings. So when it comes to online lead sourcing, like I said, 0.4 to 2% on average, there's no difference between Google PPC, your Facebook ads, YouTube, TikToks, whatever it is. They all convert at the same median rate. The main takeaway is price per lead. And as of today, May 8th, 2021, Facebook still has the winning lead on CPL, cost per lead. The only reason that you're going to see all these other companies broadcast, like we're on PPC or YouTube, it's just shiny object syndrome, guys. They're just trying to, any company that says like they have a higher qualitative source because they're on PPC, really what it comes down to is they're just trying to show you like it's the new best thing, right? Grass is always greener on the other side. Any expert in the industry, whether you're talking to a Google PPC expert, a Facebook ads expert, a YouTube expert, whatever it is, they're all going to tell you that just lead generation is lead generation. It's not where the money is. The money is not in lead gen. The money is in lead conversion. 90% of agents think and focus on lead gen. It's not where you want to put focus. And I just told you why. Lead gen, only 1 in 50 will statistically convert, right? It's stupid to focus on that. Instead, top producers focus on lead conversion. Brokers and teams, they focus on how to convert mass amounts of leads at the highest possible rate. Independent agents that are crushing it, making $500,000, $1 million plus in GCI every year, they're focusing on how to convert mass amounts of leads with the most minimal time invested, since they're lean shops, right? Both of these reasons, by the way, just a little quick plug. That's why agents, brokers sign on with us. Like I said at the very top of this doc, we're a lead conversion company. It's where our highest leverage point is, right? So main thing to note: if you focus on lead gen, you've lost before you started. If you focus on lead conversion, you'll beat 9 out of 10 agents. Luckily, right, the reason you're talking to us is we are a lead conversion focused company. So our whole thing, and this is custom based off how we're working with that agent, so your advisor will lay this out in further detail, but we do 85 to 90% of the work in the lead conversion, so that you're left with about 10% of the serious opportunities, of which statistically 1 or 2 will close, right? So instead of converting at 1% of energy spent, now our agents convert at 10 to 20% of energy spent. That's how you play the marathon, by getting 10, 20x results for your time and energy put in, right? Looks different for every person that we work with, so your advisor will break it down. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the process with us. We're super excited to connect with you, and make sure you go back and just read this part of the doc one more time so you understand exactly how the statistics work. because our whole goal is not to break, we can't break statistics. We can only reduce the amount of energy it takes to get to that conversion, and then from there on out, help you scale in a profitable way. Guys, my name was Paul. If you have anything else you want to hit, by all means, ask us. We're here for it. I'll see you inside the EN community.